Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a topic that, let's be honest, affects millions of us here in South Africa, that feeling of being overwhelmed by debt. We're going to break down a really powerful legal solution called debt counseling and show you how it can be a clear, structured path back to financial control. So, let's get right into it.
Does this question right here, does it hit a little too close to home? If it does, you are absolutely not alone. It's a massive pressure so many South Africans are facing every single month. When debt repayments just seem to squeeze the budget completely dry. But there is a powerful, legally backed solution designed to help, and we're about to walk you through exactly how it all works.
So, how do you actually know when that financial stress crosses the line into something, well, more serious? Let's look at the really clear red flags that signal it might just be time to get some proper help.
Okay, take a good look at these signs. If more than a third of your income is just vanishing into debt repayments, or if you find yourself juggling payments just to keep the lights on, those aren't just signs of a tough month. According to the National Credit Act, those are official indicators that you may be over-indebted.
So, acknowledging the problem, that's step one. Now for step two, actually understanding the solution. Let's dig into the formal, safe, and regulated path that's specifically designed to get you back on your feet. It's so important to get this straight. Debt counseling isn't just some informal chat or a quick fix. It is a formal, legal process, and it's all governed by the National Credit Act. That legal backing, that's what really protects you, the consumer. It's what restructures your debt and, crucially, shields you from legal action and those harassing calls from creditors.
You're going to hear these two terms thrown around a lot, so let's just clear this up right now. Are debt counseling and debt review two different things? Nope, not at all. They refer to the exact same legally governed process. The different names just kind of emphasize different parts of the journey, but the destination, it's exactly the same.
What's really reassuring about this whole thing is that it isn't a mystery. It's not this vague, scary process. It's a clear, structured, 6-step journey that takes you from your very first application all the way to getting a debt-free clearance certificate.
So this is the roadmap. It all starts with an assessment to figure out a payment you can actually genuinely afford. Then, legal notices go out, and that gives you immediate protection from your creditors. From there, your counselor gets to work negotiating, a court order makes it all official, and then you switch to making just one smaller monthly payment until you're totally in the clear. See? It's a step-by-step path to relief.
Now, the big question, how long does all of this take? Well, the legal protection part, that kicks in pretty quickly, usually within just a few weeks. But the entire journey to becoming debt-free, well, that's a marathon, not a sprint. A typical plan usually runs for about 3 to 5 years, all depending on your unique situation, of course.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. This is a powerful idea. What if this process wasn't just about surviving your debt? What if it was actually an opportunity to build a much stronger financial future? This is a fundamental shift in mindset.
Let's make this real with a quick example. So, imagine your total debt payments every month add up to 7,800 Rand. After your debt counselor works their magic and negotiates better terms, that becomes a single, much more manageable payment of 5,000 Rand. That is 2,800 Rand back in your pocket. Every single month. Now, this is so much more than just breathing room. It is an opportunity. It is capital that you can now put to work for your future.
And the guiding philosophy behind all this is actually pretty simple. Stability now and growth later. First, you create that stability by getting your debt under control. Then, you use that newfound stability to build real long-term growth.
So why on earth would you channel that $2,800 saving into investing? Well, because it does 4 absolutely critical things. It forges a powerful saving habit, it builds an emergency fund so you can handle surprises, it breaks that cycle of relying on credit, and it starts laying the foundation for your major life goals.
Of course, a big decision like this comes with a ton of questions. So let's tackle some of the most common ones head-on, just to make sure you can navigate all the details with complete confidence.
This is probably the #1 concern for most people, right? Is this going to permanently damage my financial reputation? Let's get a really clear answer on this.
The short answer is no. The impact is temporary. Here's how it works. While you're in the program, a flag goes on your credit profile that stops you from taking on new debt, which is actually part of the protection. But the key is what happens after. Once you complete the plan and get that clearance certificate, the flag is removed, and your debt-to-income ratio, it's now so much healthier, often putting you in a way stronger position than when you even started.
So, how does this stack up against other options you might have heard about? Just look at that first row.
Legal protection. A consolidation loan? Nope. Informal debt management? No protection there either. Debt counseling is the only one on this list that legally shields you without forcing you to take on yet another loan. And that's why it's specifically for those who are truly over-indebted.
And what about the cost? I know you're wondering. This is another area where you're totally protected. All the fees are strictly regulated by the National Credit Regulator. There are no hidden surprises. They are transparently built right into that single, affordable monthly payment that you've already agreed on from the start. So to wrap this all up, what have we really learned today? Debt counseling is a formal, legal process that cuts down your monthly payments, gives you a clear and structured plan, protects you from creditors, and, most powerfully, it creates this incredible opportunity to actually start building wealth.
And we'll just end with this one thought. We so often see getting out of debt as the end of a really difficult chapter. But what if it's actually the beginning of a brand new one? What if the very same process that gives you relief today could be the first step that empowers you to build real lasting wealth for your tomorrow?